Hello everybody, welcome back to the EAFC Aston Villa career mode, and we sit 5th. We're taking on Wolves in a Midlands derby in the first game of the episode, but let's have a quick review of everything that has happened. We have had deadline day in January, we've had all of the deadlines, it's been great. Let's have a quick look at the transfer history for our club then. So all these two happened in the summer. Joe Bellingham and Elias Yalet joined us for a considerable amount of money, £15 million-ish. We sold Digne, Buendia, Courtney Howes. They all went, it was arranged before January, but they went in January. We also bought in January, Rooney Bargy. We let Cash go, we bought in Evan Ferguson. We let Gorchi go, we bought in Pierce Charles. We bought in Mudryk, who I'm very excited to start using. Diego Carlos went to Roma, we bought in Federico Redondo. We let Nedeljkovic and Bogard go out on loan, as well as Jaden Philligan, and that was all of our business, which if we turn to the spreadsheet means it all looks like this. Yes, so the squad is now complete and updated on here. We've added in a new column for years club at sign, because if we sign someone who's under 21 and is at the club for 3 years, then they count as a homegrown trained player through the academy. I think it might be before 19, but I'm not sure. I'll have to clarify that rule. However, this is the important thing, right? Premier League requirements, everything is green. We are looking good. Champions League requirements, we have a squad of 22, which means we have 3 spaces left, and we've only registered 3 academy players. So we actually have 1 space has to be kept for that spare academy player, and then we could have registered 2 other players, but we haven't. We've let them all go. We have 24 players in the current squad, 38 in our team in total, which means we have 14 players out on loan. It's going to be very interesting next season when a lot of our players are no longer under 21 and we need to revamp the squad and see how we do. But yes, it's all going very well. Our transfers have been nicely looked at in the spreadsheet as well to see what we're doing. We made a 12-ish, no we didn't, we made a £7 million profit roughly. Not too bad for season number 1. We have left this club on a little bit of a short side in terms of personnel numbers, but I do think we're heading in the right direction. That's enough of the spreadsheet. Let's get back to the game and dive in and see how we are going to be getting on. In fact, before we do that, let's go around the clubs, all clubs, and see what has happened in the world of transfers in season 1 of this save. £103.2 million for Pedri. Jesus Christ. Nico Williams moved to Bayern Munich. We already played him. Bremer moved to Chelsea. We've played him. Gabriel moved from Arsenal to Real Madrid. And Eder Militao, we played against him as well. Let's have a look at, can we sort this by like January and then do price? No, you can't do a double. A double sort would be a little bit, would be far too advanced for EA, wouldn't it? So any big moves then that we've seen go? Tomori to Atletico Madrid. I'm more looking, Alessandro Martinez went to Milan to replace Tomori. Interesting. Romero to Barcelona. Akanji to Napoli. Jack Grealish to PSG. Was there anything big in the January transfer window? Andrew Robertson moved on deadline day for £40 million to Barcelona. That is impressive. Do you know what? I am going to just turn back to what I said and go by date, and we're going to just go through quickly and see what happened. Romeo Lavia went on loan. I could have got Lavia on loan. What the hell? If I'd known that, I would have gone for it. Right, so biggest deal we can see so far, £10.5 million for Redondo, which was us. These are all in January. Anything Diego Carlos being sold for £12.1 million. Ah, yes. That's just reminded me. I've updated the badge on the thumbnail. I had the wrong Aston Villa badge for the last, I don't know, 8 episodes or something. Unbelievable. Lots of loans happening on deadline day, it seems. Lots of loans. £2.5 million. That's pocket money, isn't it? We're not really looking at things like that. We want big money. By big money, I mean over like 10 mil. Although Brighton have bought Robert Renan, which is interesting. 8.6, did you miss the Liverpool bought Habib Diarra for 8.9 million. Wolves sold Jose Sarr. Okay, I assume they're confirming that Johnston will be their starting goalkeeper. Kenny Tete moved from Fulham to Forest, which is an interesting one. 28.8 million. Mitoma moves to Athletic Bilbao. That's so immersion breaking because they can only sign Basque players. And I'm pretty sure the Japanese player of Kero Mitoma is not from the Basque country. 40.4 was Andrew Robertson. We're still on deadline day here. Ademola Lookman moved to Leipzig for £32 million. Yeah, Chelsea Mudryk 21.1. Yeah, I'm happy with that deal. 26.5. Angel Correa moves to Wolverhampton Wanderers. 27 million. Jose Gaia to Milan. 27.2. Mark Gay got a deadline day move to Arsenal. That's a big move there. That is a really big move, actually. Yeah, lots of big deals happening. Right, we're not going to go all the way through January, but there's a snippet into what has happened in this world. But yeah, let's just crack straight on. Oh no, hang on. The one thing I have got to do is I think is Mudryk. Now this is better. We've actually got lots of players to choose from. Obviously, we've recalled a number of youngsters as well. So Mudryk sort of has to go on the... He's not. He's worse than Jacob Ramsey in an overall. Jesus, that's embarrassing for Mudryk, isn't it? But this is basically the end of Ross Barkley at Aston Villa. He's not really going to get played that much anymore. To be fair, Redondo probably doesn't make the bench on a day-to-day basis. Feeney definitely doesn't because we've got Tyrone Mings. Olsen doesn't because of Charles. Barkley doesn't because he's not very good. Yeah, okay. Right. No, that is what we're going to do. Do I start? We're going to start. In fact, we're not going to do it. We're just going to do it for this game. We are going to start Mudryk for this game, but we're not going to put it in the normal team sheet. Right, let's get into the Midlands derby and play Wolves as our first game with how our squad is going to be finalised for this season. That is a terrible sentence. See you at the kickoff. Wow, the lineups. So it's a Midlands derby here, a West Midlands derby, as Molineux plays host to Wolves v Aston Villa. Quite the game coming up. Both these teams very active in the January transfer window. Aston Villa more getting rid of players and sorting this squad out. Lots of loanees gone, a couple of new signings in. One of them makes their debut in the starting 11. The atmosphere here in Molineux is absolutely bouncing. It's Wolves in a 4-2-3-1 that we're going to go through first. Daniel Bentley is in goal for them. Craig Dawson and Bueno at centre-back. Doherty and Aït-Nouri at full-backs. João Gomez and Lamina in the middle. Angel Correa gets a debut up front after signing on deadline day from Atletico Madrid. Aston Villa welcome in Mudryk into their starting lineup. He'll be starting on the left of midfield. Martinez obviously in goal. It's the normal back four that Unai Emery's picked most of the season, with John McGinn in the middle as captain. Morgan Rogers will be flanking Ollie Watkins, with Mykhailo Mudryk starting on the left-hand side. Morgan Rogers, moves into an attacking midfield role. I got the team name wrong, or the team system wrong, because it was done wrong on the lineup in the intro game. And that's something that needs correcting, EA. So Wolves starting pretty well here at home. Good block on the cross from Elias Yelert as Leroy Bailey. That's definitely not his name. Leon Bailey does well to pick up the loose ball, and Onana in for Tielemans today. Can just start coming forward. McGinn goes out towards Leon Bailey, back in towards John McGinn. Onana on the ball. There is Mudryk's first touch. Just lays that one back to Matson, allows the left back to just accelerate into a more advanced position. That's a really good pass. John McGinn with a shot. It's a good save from Bentley in goal. John McGinn to take the first corner of the game into the wind. So it's going to be an interesting delivery towards Pau Torres. The header was half good, but just too much into the ground. Easy catch for Bentley. Oh, Pau Torres, who stayed high up the pitch, has made a really good interception here. And Aston Villa, and well, I didn't expect to be on the attack really. Mudryk is tackled very well, and it will go out for a throw-in. Rogers lays it off to Onana. Just keeps possession and goes back towards Konza. Invites the centre-back forward in towards McGinn. It's a terrible pass from Ezri Konza. And Unai Emery will be absolutely fuming with that. But, yep, there's two debuts today. Angel Correa and Mykhailo Mudryk. Which one will impress the most? Oh, a good ball through from Doherty, and new boy Correa's in. Shot from range. Save from Martinez. Really big save from Emi Martinez there. As Wolverhampton Wanderers get their first corner of the day. It's going to be Mario Junior to put the cross in, and it's really well defended, and Mudryk can bring this one away, and this will be an impressive way to get the new fans excited, but he loses the ball and runs into the player, but gets it back. Mykhailo Mudryk, nice little touch to get it under his spell. McGinn holds on to the ball, could have got a free kick. Referee says, play on, you've got the ball, let's keep moving. Onana, lovely ball to find Morgan Rogers, who's drifted wide. Rogers is still there. Cuts it back to the edge of the area. Onana on one more towards McGinn. Dawson sticks out a foot and gets the ball. McGinn Good forward ball to find Rogers. Rogers looks to put it into Ollie Watkins. Did manage to turn, but he's offside. Rogers takes it into Mudryk. Mudryk does really well. Puts the cross in towards the back post. Bailey heads it down. McGinn. He was on the spin, but couldn't get it right. Sarabia with a good ball forward. Sotil is stopped in his path by Elias Yaller. The clearance isn't great, and it's going to come straight back to Correa. Pau Torres with a really good tackle. He has been so good this season for us. Onana spreads it out to the right-hand side to Leon Bailey. Fantastic tackle from Aït-Nouri. Onana's done really well here, riding a couple of challenges. McGinn could not ride that challenge. That is a strong challenge to get the ball, and Wolves are up for this derby. Correa turns really well. Gets it back with a little 1-2. Correa trying to jink his way around. He's put a really good ball through and found Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty to the edge of the area. Good shot. Martinez with a good save. 10 minutes to go in this first half in Wolves. It's been a frantic game. No real massive chances of note. Let's just get our foot through that one, McGinn. Note we've hit it into the face of Sotil, who turns, puts the ball back into the box. Konza! Correa! That defies the laws of physics, doesn't it? It sort of felt like that was fixed, because I got a good head on that with Konza in terms of telling him what to do, but it went up in the air, and Correa managed to sort of head it really hard the wrong way without moving his head. So we'll watch the replay. Glad we've got a hypermotion for this. Yeah, brilliant. Look at this for a header. His head moves. How does that ball possibly go in that direction? It hits him on this side of the head and goes that way. Unbelievable, EA. Mudryk has done well. Does get across into the back post. Bailey was there, did win the header, but the ref didn't give a foul for the late touch on him there. Onana with a good touch on the ball, but Elias Yaller gives it away. I feel so hard done by that goal, because that just defies the laws of physics. And being an engineer and studying physics at A level and having a mum that's very involved in physics education, like, that shouldn't happen. There's no way that should happen in the world in video games today, in this day and age. Doherty's offside. McGinn, great ball into the feet of Watkins, and a really good turn from Ollie Watkins as well, as he tries to come forward with it. Watkins, it's a good block from Mario Jr. As Mario Jr. is Lamina, isn't it? I don't know why I keep calling him Mario Jr. But that will be half-time. We're going to be going in at the break, 1-0 down to a goal that I'm still absolutely fuming about, although Correa might try and get a legitimate goal here. A second, it's a terrible shot. So into the second half we go, and the game is back underway at Molineux. Aston Villa 1-0 down to the home team, but hoping that they can get something back into this. They're not going to do it with dribbling like that, let's be honest, as Doherty is on the ball now. Up to Van der Kamp, easy for Pau Torres to intercept. Rogers up to Mudryk, a really good ball to find Mykhailo Mudryk, and he turns and shifts his body weight. He did really well, but Van der Kamp with a lovely challenge to get back at him. And that's a good header from Pau Torres. Onana fires it in towards Ollie Watkins. A really good turn from the striker. Watkins shoots. Good save from Bentley. John McGinn with a corner again. In it goes towards Pau Torres. This time the header isn't the best. Bentley spilt it. Pau Torres gets in really good positions. Just does not get the contact he needs on the ball. It's really annoying. That's a really good pass into Ollie Watkins. Leon Bailey couldn't quite get there. Mykhailo Mudryk picks up the ball in a bit of space. Holds on to it well. Feeds Onana, who's pushed forward. Onana tries to dink it out towards Bailey. First time cross. Does pick out Watkins. Can't bring it down. Dawson's there to hook the ball away. Correa with a cross into the box. It should be Elias Yaller, and he deals with it well. Mudryk picks up the loose ball. Leon Bailey into McGinn. McGinn has Watkins in front of him. Really good ball, but fired into him. The defender just got a touch in Watkins' back, and gets him off balance, which is very irritating, as Elias Yaller picks out Mudryk. Lamina gets a foot in there. We are starting to rush it now, and that isn't always great. Onana's going to lose the ball there to Correa. That's really irritating. On Bailey on it, and we hear he is just about to be subbed off for Aston Villa, and doing things like that is going to make that substitution a lot easier for Unai Emery to make, as Correa tries to burst forward. He's actually got past. It selected the wrong player for me. That's so annoying. He scored 2 goals that shouldn't have happened. I was trying to select Elias Yaller, and it selected Pau Torres on the other side, which meant I ran Pau Torres completely out of position and didn't run Elias Yaller close to the ball. It's 2-0 Wolves, and both goals have been bloody irritating. Right, John Duran on for Watkins, Onana off for Tielemans, and Leon Bailey off for Jobe Bellingham, with Mudryk moving to the right-hand side. But it's been a debut to remember for Angel Correa. 2 goals against the West Midland rival. He will be endearing himself to the Wolverhampton fans no end. But this game is just... This has been one of those games where EAFC does that, and EA games do it to you. They just piss you off because it just feels like whatever you do, the game is cheating you into a loss. Lamina with a corner. I mean, we are prone to... Dawson with a good header there. Bloody hell. We are prone to a few performances like this. Monaco comes to mind when Balogun had an absolute field day and got a hat-trick out of nowhere. Oh, McGinn, that's a terrible pass. Oh, my God. Correa's just robbed Pau Torres. It does feel like this game was made for Angel Correa to get a hat-trick. I'm not joking. That's a terrible finish. Well done, Martinez. Oh, Mudryk, that's absolutely lovely. He's skinned his man. This is what we need to see more of from Mikhailo Mudryk as he comes forward. Good little cut back with the turn into McGinn, who definitely not got on the ball enough in today's game. Tielemans came on as a substitute and he's doing well. He's beaten one. Tielemans pokes it through. Was Jobe Bellingham onside? He was! No, he wasn't. It's going to be chalked off for offside. Oh, it was a lovely finish from Jobe, but it's just offside, I think. Tielemans poked it through. Yeah, he went a little bit early. The defence stepped up well. Still 2-0. With a couple of minutes to go, it's a free kick to Wolves. Quite a long way out. Correa is going to swing this one into the box. Great header there from Pau Torres. Mudryk lays it back to Duran. He goes wide looking for McNeil as Mudryk just runs offside. Now Duran's going to go forward again. Mudryk still going. Mudryk holds it up, tries to float it over the top. Didn't quite get that one right. Rogers into Mudryk again. McGinn. Elias Yalert now comes forward. Elias Yalert back to Mudryk. What can Mudryk do? Can he swing in a decent cross? He tries to. Into Duran. Flicks it on. There's no one behind him. Not enough on the header to find Bellingham. But that is full time. It's Wolves 2. Aston Villa 0. Dreadful. Not the result we wanted in the West Midlands derby. That is very, very irritating. You're still in the squad, Tyrone, so stop moaning, mate. You're just not very good. But yeah, we're going to be simming against Derby. We've got an offer for Enzre Konza. Absolutely not. Reject that. 33.9. We will not be selling Konza at the moment. Email from the Premier League. Oh yeah, the transfer window shut. £409 million was spent in the Premier League in January. Wow, Athletic Bilbao have bid for Jareth Branthwaite. That is so unrealistic because they literally can't buy him, and I'm not going to spend 30 million on him just yet. So they might be picking him up relatively cheap. 30 million for Jareth Branthwaite. That's a pretty good deal. Right, Derby in the FA Cup. Our board want us to win this, so we'll put out a half-decent team, I think. Let's start Ramsey for Rogers on that side. Bellingham, McGinn and Tielemans is fine. Bailey can have a rest. We'll start Rooney Bargi, and then I think everybody else we will keep the same just to try and get the win. Right, quick sim. We could go attacking actually. Should we go attacking? Should we go for our attacking system? Let's go for our more attacking system, that one, and then we'll pick the team to match this. So it's basically just Bellingham out and Onana in, and I think we stick with the same lineup. Yeah, we'll stick with that lineup. We'll go with that in a 4-3-3. Quick sim the match. How do we get on against Derby? We win 2-0. Mudryk scored. Hooray. Coming off the bench and got a goal. And he replaced Tielemans. Interesting. John McGinn got our other one. A 2-0 win in the early rounds of the FA Cup is absolutely lovely. Thank you very much. So we're also going to be simming the game against Ipswich as we take on Chelsea as the second game of the episode. Watkins, Bellingham, Tielemans, McGinn, Bailey, I think, is fine, although he's lacking a bit of sharpness. Rogers in there as well. Again, I think we might go attacking for the sim, to be honest. So let's load in the other system. And, oh, I didn't want to edit it. I wanted to come out of that. I wanted to activate it. It's such a weird way of doing it. Rogers, Watkins, Bailey, McGinn, Bellingham, Tielemans, Matson, Torres, Konza, Elias Yalert, and then Bellingham out for Onana. Just make sure the bench makes sense. Let's put Redondo on for Rooney Bargi, who's a little bit tired, on there as well. We'll get this one simmed against Ipswich, and at home against Ipswich is a 2-1 loss. McGinn scored, but it was Cajuset, and Cajuset got 2, and they were down to 10 men from the 36th minute. Redondo came on at half-time, so that might be an injury to Onana, but that is annoying. So we're back with some more Premier League action as Aston Villa host Chelsea at Villa Park, and it's Mudryk against his former club, and he gets the start in this one. Unai Emery hoping he can deliver in this game. The only real change to the Aston Villa lineup: Rooney Bargy playing in behind Ollie Watkins and Mudryk starting on the right hand side. Fernando Redondo does make the bench. The new signing from the MLS could be getting his first few minutes in the Premier League in this game. So last time these two teams played, it was a fantastic last-minute save from Robert Sanchez that kept Chelsea getting the 3 points. In this one, Aston Villa have a slightly changed system. It's the 4-4-1-1 if you ignore the graphics on the screen, and it's going to be an interesting one. They've also called Jacob Ramsey Mudryk on that. I don't know what's going on in this game, but we're more interested in Chelsea, who line up in a 4-2-3-1 system. Chelsea with Enzo Maresca have gone with Sanchez in goal, Fofana and Bremer at the back, Gusto and Chilwell either side, Caicedo and Fernandez in the middle, João Felix in behind Jackson with Madueke and Sancho on either wing. Cole Palmer starts on the bench for this one. Watkins does really well. Mudryk leaves it for Rooney Bargy, who has drifted wide, the youngster. He's had a decent start to his Aston Villa career, to be honest. Oh, McGinn is just robbed by João Felix, but yeah, we're trying the Rooney Bargy in behind the striker again. I did like it in the previous episode when he played there, so we're going to try that again. We're training him to be a centre attacking midfielder as well, but we do need to make sure we pick up some wins. Losing to Wolves was a bit of a disaster, to be honest, and Chelsea could be in here with Jackson in behind. Pau Torres is so bloody good. Rooney Bargy picks up the ball in some space. I think Mudryk may have gone a bit too soon. No, he didn't. He's onside, Mudryk, and he puts a cross in. It's a really good header from Bremer to get it away. That is what we want Mudryk to do. That pace, just about beating the offside trap, really opens up some opportunities for us as Bremer has the ball at the back for Chelsea into João Felix. Enzo Fernandez and João Felix exchanging passes well. Ben Chilwell, who's drifted into the middle. Nicholas Jackson. Here is Enzo Fernandez again, captain for Chelsea. Chilwell, who's definitely drifting in from that left-hand side, which could leave a lot of space for Mudryk to exploit with his pace. Jadon Sancho's done very well, obviously on loan from Man United this season for Chelsea. He's still going, Jadon Sancho, and it needs a bit of interception there from the two centre-backs. Shot goes out for a deflection, for a throw-in via a deflection. I can't talk today. Good header down. Rooney Bargy flicks it on. Ollie Watkins does really well. Looks to accelerate away. Watkins with a good shot. Bremer, their big money centre-back signing, with a great block there. 17 minutes gone. We are getting into a good area here. Maatsen down the line. Finds Ramsey. Ramsey tries to dig out a cross. Oh, Sanchez came flying out. Chilwell clearance is sort of there. McGinn is sort of railroaded there by Enzo Fernandez, but the referee says play on, and Chelsea have possession. Mudryk gives it out to Rooney Bargy, definitely overloading this right-hand side and giving Chilwell some real problems down here as Mudryk could be in again. Mudryk looks to square it into Watkins. Watkins with a shot. Good save, Sanchez. Really good play on this right-hand side from Aston Villa. Rooney Bargy and Mudryk are linking up very, very well at the moment. Oh, McGinn's robbed the ball high up the pitch. Watkins, is he onside? No, he's not. Just offside. 27 minutes gone. It's Aston Villa on top at the moment. Noni Madueke pokes it through to Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson shoots. Good save, Martinez. And Elias Yalert is on hand to pick up the rebound. That's actually a really good ball through to Mudryk as well. Mudryk gets around his former teammate. Mudryk's doing really well here. Mudryk, what a run this is from the new signing for Aston Villa. Showing his Maresca what he's missing. Just has a heavy touch, but a really good run to alleviate the pressure and take the danger to Chelsea. Oh, Madueke just breezes through the gap. He didn't quite have enough pace as Enzo Fernandez takes over, and he goes to João Felix, just robbed as he tried to have the shot, and that'll just bobble through to Emi Martinez. We've got a couple of minutes until half-time. It's been turned into a very even game, actually, as both teams just trying to control possession, it seems, and both sort of bogging each other down, to be honest, as McGinn has the ball into Tielemans. On one more, it goes to Pau Torres, who's pushed up. That's a really good ball to Ramsey. Ramsey tries to poke it through. I think Watkins was offside, but again, Bremer's there. He's giving off Eder Militao vibes when we played Newcastle that time. So into the second half we go. 0-0 here at Villa Park, and goals are a bit of a premium at the moment for these two teams. But, you know, we had some good work down the right-hand side with Mudryk, Rooney Bargy drifting out there, and Elias Yalert pushing on as well. So I think if we can get back to doing that, we'll be okay. Only Madueke gets round Matson. What's he going to do when he gets to the byline? He's going to try and cut this one back to Jackson, who was just swamped. And I think that's a free kick given to us. Yes, it is. It must have been offside as the ball bounced back to Madueke there. But Tielemans is not hanging around. Ramsey cuts inside, does really well, finds Watkins. He's waiting for runners. And one of them is on the far-hand side, which is Rooney Bargy, who's drifted out there. And Rooney Bargy's done well. Not too many options in the middle, really. Tries to fire it low across goal, but easily intercepted by Bremer. Oh, what a touch that is from Sancho to get it away from Elias Yalert. That's annoying. So substitutions then for Aston Villa as Ramsey, Bargy and Mudryk all coming off, and a slight change of shape sees Onana come on into a more holding midfield role. But it should push our wingers a little bit higher to try and exploit that space where Ben Chilwell was going. But that's a lovely ball through from Sancho, and it could be 1-0 straight away. Jackson has missed a glorious opportunity to put Chelsea 1-0 up. Sancho's actually kept it alive as João Felix has the ball in the area. Jackson from range this time. His shot is past the post. But it will be a corner as it was deflected wide. Sancho swings this one in. Everybody misses it. And Onana will pick it up nicely at the back post. And he'll say thank you very much as John McGinn, who's definitely not the quickest, but he's going to hold this up incredibly well and pick out a lovely pass out to Morgan Rogers. He lays it back to Tielemans. In the field, that goes to McGinn. McGinn picks out Bailey. Bailey, there's just no options. Bailey holds it up, gives it off to Yalert. He's offside. Oh, it was nearly such a good counter-attack. Sancho out wide to Madueke. Madueke back into Cole Palmer, who's come off the bench for Chelsea and is starting to try and dictate the play and get involved. That's a really good pass up the line. Rogers lays it off. Tielemans, the game is opening up now. So much space. McGinn tries to put it through to Bailey. I think he would have been offside, but the pass back to Sanchez was good enough for the referee to just say, play on with that one. Cole Palmer on it again. Casado, Endo. Yeah, it's massively gone end-to-end where we've gone more attacking. As Madueke into Jackson. Good tackle. Onana spreads the play to Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey. Nah, Brenner's going to get that easy. Tielemans into Watkins, but the ball just gets away from him. It's been the moral of the story today for Aston Villa. Nothing has really stuck for them. Again, arguably been the better team in this. We've been much more open since we've gone to this attacking shape, but it's difficult. It's difficult. The 4-4-1-1 gives me much more feeling of defensive solidity. Oh, get a foot in. Oh, Tielemans nearly did. But the 4-3-3 does allow us to get wingers involved a lot more. Maybe we do have to play it a bit more Football Manager-esque and pick a system depending on who we're playing against, to be honest. But Jackson holds the ball up well. Chilwell, again, drifting into that role in the middle. Sancho has been a thorn in my side. Gets around Elias Yalert. And they're just trying to track runners and win the ball back. How has he got through that? Sancho's in. Great block from Pau Torres. Probably man of the match for Aston Villa in this one. As that's a good pass off to John McGinn. Tielemans flicks it on one more. Morgan Rogers. Is there one last sting in the tail here for Aston Villa? Morgan Rogers does well to just hold on to the ball. Tielemans puts it into space and Caicedo reads it. And that's why he's paid the big bucks, Caicedo, to make those sorts of interceptions at the last minute. Jadon Sancho's put a wonderful ball through to Pedro Neto, the substitute. He came on late on. Martinez with the save. On the rebound is Jackson. Oh, it's absolute heartbreak for Villa. We're going through a slump right now. We really are. Pedro Neto is through on goal. Really big save from Martinez. And Nicholas Jackson on the rebound has made it 1-0 Chelsea. Oh, our defence was tired. It's just, heartbreak. Heartbreak, heartbreak, heartbreak. Have we got enough about us to go and get an equaliser in the final few minutes of this one? Tielemans out to Rogers. It's just Rogers twisting and turning. Gusto with a good tackle. There's a matter of seconds left, to be honest. I need some movement, people. I need some movement. Rogers gets this one back. What can he do? That's a terrible pass, Morgan. That'll be game over. 1-0 Chelsea. It's 3 losses in a row in the Premier League, I think. Tielemans had a good game, but we are struggling in... I think we have to stick with the 4-4-1-1. Ollie Watkins will console him. We didn't really get the ball to him that much, and for the Premier League leading goal scorers, he's not having a good time of it at the moment. We'll motivate John McGinn because he's good in the engine room. He's playing very well, John McGinn. But solid all season. Yeah, it felt like a bit of an episode where the game just thought it would screw us over, which was a little bit... When that happens, it all feels a little bit annoying, doesn't it? But we are at now... Well, we've just basically got through February in one episode, which is what we want to do. We'll just simulate the Crystal Palace game now, and then we're back in March. We've only got 2 games in March, so we will be playing both of them to see how that goes. So let's crack on into simming the Crystal Palace game as Boubacar Kamara is slowly coming back from injury. He was ready for training for the last game, and then for this game against Crystal Palace we'll probably be able to get a place on the bench. But yeah, we're still up there, right, in 6th. It's not a terrible season. The board want us to finish 4th. This is our game in hand. Win this and we'll go 5th, level on points with Spurs in 4th. Crystal Palace down in 10th. So we should, in theory, be winning this one. But we'll stick with the 4-4-1-1. And I think we're going to stick with that team as well. I'm just going to see if Kamara is still not ready for the bench. So Redondo can come onto the bench instead of Mudryk, who's tired. And we'll go with that. So let's see how they get on, to be honest. Right, tactical view, quick sim. Away at Crystal Palace, it's a 2-1 win. Okay, the sim is still keeping us going at the moment. Watkins with the goal and Tielemans with the goal as well. Oyarzabal scoring early on for Crystal Palace. But that will put us back into 5th, 1 place off that Champions League spot that we are craving. But yeah, there we go. Next episode then, we've got 2 games. We will catch you then. I'm just answering my phone to let my wife in the door. But let's just have a quick check of that, because it now looks like we've got another fixture in there for the FA Cup. Into March we go. No, we don't. It is just Fulham in the FA Cup and then Brentford in the league, and then it must be an international week. So we'll fly through March when we get there. That will be lovely. If you've got any comments or thoughts, please do let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.